so here we are on the first bit of the slope. Obviously we've got this flat bit here, that's just sort of its own thing. And then here's the first sort of level. But you can see here, my mum started digging out this wall that was buried, the same as you can see along here, buried up to that point. But she dug out this, but I was like, wait till I can get a video on it and start doing it. So I made her stop doing it basically. And that was ages ago, so. But yeah, I'm gonna, because we want it to get flat here so we can put raised beds here. But I mean, obviously I'm not gonna dig it the whole way down so it's completely level, but do it enough so they can rest on them. I mean, I could put them on there now, but it's just I don't want them to, some sort of landslide to happen. I don't know what could happen, but I thought that was a real butterfly. Then I was thinking, right, a dead butterfly, but it's a fake. Anyway, I'm gonna dig this out a little bit now just to see how bad it is, or not how bad it is, just how, if it does stay like this the whole way across. But I still need to move these last two and them two up there, which nearly killed me a second ago. I slipped on some wooden decking. So done about an hour and a half here, and I think it will work. It's flattened out pretty nicely there. Obviously need to do a bit more along the back, but I might just bring the soil from the back forward and just pile up this side as well and just compact all that together. I don't know if that's going to collapse in future, but if not, I could just dig deeper at the back anyway, so it don't really matter. But this is like the first, I guess, side mostly done. Dug it out even more in this bit, so I just need to dig a bit more here to level it out. But yeah, this side is near enough done. It was actually a bit easier than I thought. Got a nice pile down there and then 3 buckets pretty much full. Just finished another hour and a half or so on this bit. Took out the bush that was here, which will probably be easy to remember since the video before this will probably be the bit before. But yeah, got most of the way along now, probably like another 20% left. And I'm just having to start putting some more stones in along here and just burying them in with mud, so we keep that sort of wall structure all on that same level. But yeah, it's looking pretty decent, and it's going to be, I think I'm going to wood chip all the bottom of this and then we'll put raised beds on top of that basically. This ledge is now pretty much completed. Tiny bit to do at the end, but apart from that it's done. Just need to now finish off this wall bit here. I've put a bunch of soil to that side, so it's covered up the ditch that was there, that was sort of like this. But now I'm just going to put stones, or these like big rocks in here to just make it solid, otherwise it's just going to be like a muddy landslide. But yeah, this is the whole ledge done. Alright, now that we've got that ledge down there done, I'm moving on to this bit here, which is an idea I had not too long ago when I sort of realised I dug out these steps here and it almost looks like a slight rockery area. I mean, there's barely any, but that's what my idea is to do. Just have these steps come up. I'll just finish them off because I don't think there's no more buried underneath here, so I'll just put a few more in, and then it will just lead up to this bit here. And then I think basically from like here all the way down, I'm just going to try and bring all this soil, take it out and flatten out this bit and make it into a rockery area with more raised beds. So it's just a little different part of the garden, just to spice it up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to basically just dig from here and just try and flatten it enough. It doesn't need to be completely flat, but enough so where the raised beds can sit on there, and I'll just cover it all in like decent sized rocks and that, and all the mud and dirt that I get from here. I'll just fill up that bucket, and every time I fill up that bucket, I mean, it'll fill it up pretty quickly, but I can bring it up to my boxing area and then fill in the gaps of where I dug out all this stuff before here. I mean, if I knew I was going to do that originally, then I wouldn't have bothered digging up this bit. I would have just dug up that bit and brought all that dirt over here, but I didn't know that I was going to do that. And this was right next to it, so it just made it a lot easier. But yeah, I'm going to get on and start digging that. It's pretty wet, but I'm digging out soil, so it just kind of makes it easier, to be honest. Apart from lifting it here and over, it's going to be extra heavy, but that's okay. So there's like a rough outline of how much, well, the area I want to dig out. It might actually go a little bit beyond the back bit, but that looks like a fair amount. And then it will actually cover from here all the way around. But this is the main bit I actually need to dig. This bit here doesn't matter, there won't be anything on it. But this section here I need to get pretty flat. Jeez, look how big that ice, how thick that is. Well, I got somewhere with this rockery bit that I wanted to do, is just lift it out. It's basically like that ditch obviously goes all the way to the back of that yellow bit, the other yellow bag I mean, so I mean it doesn't look like much, but that did actually take quite long to dig out that much and transport it using the buckets over to the bit. Well, I might as well just tuck this back in quick. I just got these there to stop as much water as possible getting into them holes, but to be honest, the ground, as you can see, is frosted over, so that ground is pretty solid right now. But I filled in these gaps. I'm still going to keep doing it with all the soil I get until it goes back to where it was. And then at some point we're going to take down each. I'm going to get my neighbour to help chop down. I think we're keeping this one and well, one of these two here, but the other, I think there's 6, sorry. So we're getting rid of 4 of them because it takes up a lot of sun, where the sun comes up from here, goes up around like here. So most of the day it's blocked off into the orchard area, so we don't get much sun around there. But when we do that, we will. So this bit, there's our grass obviously, and then the bottom bit's frozen. We were going to grass that bit, but we're thinking of putting a polytunnel out here, so we're not sure yet. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And even right now, there's no point putting grass seed down, is there really? And yeah, I'm just going to get rid of all this. Nearly fell over. All this, more sun as well. If we get rid of that, we're going to have our potato patches here. So I mean, that's obviously not going to do much difference, since the sun, if it's up here, is not going to hit that perfectly. It'll probably just hit it where it's over here until it gets about there. But it's just for, in general, just getting rid of all this. It's just kind of overgrown. But yeah, this bit is going to be the potato patch, which is, can't really see it now because all the leaves are on top of it, but there's like a section here, then another one there, and then it sort of ends here, but I'm going to take it up to like that area, so like that whole bit there can be potatoes. We might need to have another section for some more, I'm not sure yet, but that's going to be another day. For now, I'm going to get onto this. I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but it's just good to get it started, and then you sort of know what you're working with, and you can sort of, geez man, I need to watch where I'm walking. Just fell down that little gap there. But yeah, let's start chopping this. Completely forgot to even record this bit, but I've taken out 2 trees that were here that were blocking out the sun, which rises from this side and works its way around here throughout the day. In the future we might take out this one here, but I wanted to keep it because it's just like having a big tree there, and this one doesn't really get in the way too much. But that's a decent gap, and the guy who helped me chop it down, my neighbour, said if I wanted to, we could just trim it up basically higher, so we could do that, because I would like to keep that tree and the end one we kept, basically like the middle 3, which was that small one there, and them 2. But there'll be loads of videos that I've taken before that will show them, so I could just do a quick before and after. But I've just spent most of the day just chopping them up and getting the wood that we want for fire, and the rest that he's going to pick up tomorrow in his trailer. This is literally just one branch really off of one of them. This whole area was full up, but I've got past like 2.5 hours. I've just gone through that, and it's now all down there at the front. Again, you can't really see that well, not that big by the way, I mean that would be fuck all, but it's like all built up here and down the side here, and there's more there that I need to chop up into firewood bits, and more up there as well. But yeah, that's going to let a lot more light through. This fence as well, I want to take down halfway. I don't know if I want to take it completely out, but I'm hoping I could just like get one of them saw things that you use to just cut it down, maybe to this bit here. I would like it to be lower, but we'll see, because this is like one of the only fences in this garden that is actually sturdy. So now that we've taken out the trees that were there, I wanted to use a wood shelter that was already here, that we did have some old wood in there, but to be honest, it's not worth keeping, I don't think. I don't know too much about wood and that, but it just looks quite old and almost like mouldy and ashy. I can't even explain it. It just doesn't feel like it will be good for burning. So I took it all out from there and obviously put it there, and then just started putting in the new stuff. And I'm going to go through, because I've been sawing this whole time, just sawing it on the ground, or obviously not on the ground, but like propped up against stuff, and I forgot that there's literally like a saw bench thing there. So I'm going to chuck all the stuff that I want to saw down now, which is like the tiniest bit left after I've done all that, but whatever. And I'm going to actually go through this pile now and start picking out the bits that I want to actually keep for firewood out of this, put it under there so it can actually eventually dry out, and the rest of the sticks and logs here that I don't want to use for that, or isn't viable for that, I can use to build up this back bit as like a fence, even though it goes beyond this bit here, actually up to like that sort of brambly looking thing there. There's like a fence slightly, well, sort of actually in between all of that bramble and twigs. And then I'm just going to build up this bit here too, just for the sake of the look. And the bits I got left here, I'm just going to bend over. For that is their reason, I'm pretty sure, is they grew these so that you could bend them over. I can't remember what the plant's called, but you can make like a natural fence if you want to call it that. But yeah, I'll go through here and get out the bits that are worth it. I mean, it has been getting rained on this bit, but all of this stuff I cut down this year, so it should be fine. Apart from some bits I can already see from here, probably won't be the best, but yeah, I'll go through that. Just got a bit more done up on this section here. Just took out a load of trees on this bit. Well, trees, I don't know if they're trees, but they're more just probably bushes that are super overgrown. Just cut my finger at the last second as well, but whatever. It is looking a bit more clearer now. You can actually see into the back a bit more. I want to take out these big ones, but they're kind of, I don't know if they're fully on the other side of the fence or they're like just before the fence, but I think we'd better ask the neighbours about that. Not like they would care, they probably want to do it themselves, but it's just a bit of hassle, and the fact that we can do them probably be good for them too. So I'll ask about that, and then if so, we'll chop them down. It only takes like 5 minutes, it's not even long, even with this hand saw, it's not long at all. So this is more longer going through, yeah, it just takes longer going through all these bits with all the brambles just piled up, which is obviously more annoying because they get stuck to you just consistently, but it's okay. We've got through like the worst bit here, but obviously it goes all the way down there. And where we're going to have our chicken coop, which is here. Actually, my mum did a bit today, so it looks better than it was before. But yeah, we've already started to mark out where the chicken coop we bought, well, we're about to buy one offline. And it basically goes out to the end of that stick, and then we've got these two fences here that you can put together in like a pyramid shape that we can extend to the end of it if we want to, which will bring it out to about halfway through this bramble pile here. And obviously we'll let them out whenever we feel like letting them out. If we're up here doing garden work, we can just let them roam free in this section after I fence it off a bit more. But yes, all this needs to sort of be chopped back. Doesn't need to be, but it will look better and we'll get more light through, so we want to. Oh, and my mum's actually cleared out a section in here as well. Section inside the shed. So let's have a little look in here. I don't think I've ever actually got a video of this inside here, so you won't see the difference, but it's a lot different, let's put it that way. And this was all pre-built. Obviously the people before us had chickens at some point, and they left behind quite a decent amount of stuff, so we don't have to get everything. We probably still end up just getting doubles of everything for the sake of it. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting these chickens, and it will be happening pretty soon. I'm hoping within a month we should have some chickens going, so that will be like the first livestock. Probably the only, I don't know what other livestock we'd get. Maybe like, oh, I want to get meat chickens eventually, and maybe some turkeys or something, but I want to get used to just having chickens first. Then eventually I'll get into chopping their heads off, but not the laying chickens. Obviously we'll have a different place for the meat chickens.